Good evening, Keller Williams, and welcome back to the KW Command 66-Day Challenge 4.0, and today is day 5. Today we're actually going to do the first half of a two-part challenge. I worked through the SmartPlan, custom SmartPlan task originally, and it was just a really long video, and so my goal is always to have shorter videos. So I'm going to break this into two videos. We're going to talk about building out a custom SmartPlan to reply to your Facebook leads. And so in order to create a custom SmartPlan, we're going to start with the SmartPlan applet here on the left-hand side, the fourth one down. To create a custom SmartPlan, we're going to come up to the top right-hand corner and we're going to click on Create. And from there, it's going to ask us what the plan name is. So I'm just going to call this 66-Day Challenge 4.0 Facebook Lead Follow-Up. That's a little long. You can definitely make it shorter if you'd like. And I'm going to click on Apply. When you create a custom SmartPlan, you're going to see on the left-hand side, this is the flow of your SmartPlan. And on the right-hand side, these are the 7 steps that you can build into your SmartPlan. If you are not familiar with custom SmartPlans at all, there are a couple of different Facebook groups out there. The one that I found to be very beneficial is the Command Your Database Facebook group. It's basically a Facebook group set up completely around SmartPlans. And so there are several there that I've kind of made an amalgamation of for this SmartPlan that we're going to do. And so I've actually written it out here in Word. I'm going to copy and paste this into the comments of this video so that we can, so you guys can copy and paste it into the one that you build too. So the first step that we're going to do is go ahead and send an SMS MMS or a text message. And this is the reason why we had Twilio set up before. You can see my Twilio account is connected. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this text in so you can see what it says. That way I don't have to type it all out for you guys. And it basically says, hey, Contact.First.Name, thanks for clicking on the home I recently posted on Facebook. This is Agent First Name with Keller Williams. Did you have any questions? In case you're like me and occasionally forget what you clicked on, here's the link to the home with pictures, price, and more. Let me know if you'd like me to set up a showing for you. All right, so a few things here. Where it says Contact.First.Name, this is actually a merge field. So I'm going to delete that out and then click on this funky F. This is where the merge fields are hidden. And I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to bring in Contact.First.Name. Now realize when you bring in merge fields, they for some reason put an extra space before and after. So I'm going to delete out that space there and that space there. That way it just looks a lot cleaner. So this is going to say, hey, Contact.First.Name. So whoever I assign this SmartPlan to, it's going to add their first name here. Thanks for clicking on the home I recently posted on Facebook. This is, and now that's my name. So I'm going to actually, and I can bring in a merge field for that if I want as well. And so here's Agent First Name. And again, I'm going to take out the extra spaces so that it doesn't look weird on the text. So this is Marty with Keller Williams. Did you have any questions? So thanks for clicking the home I recently posted on Facebook. In case you're like me and occasionally forget what you clicked on, here's the link to the home with pictures, price, and more. Now here is where we're going to actually bring in that landing page that we created previously. So let's do this. We're going to save this SmartPlan. We're going to go find our landing page in Consumer. And here is that landing page. It's the one we created for Morgan's Lake. Now, one thing we didn't do when we created this that I want to do now, just because this looks like alphabet soup, is I want to customize the URL. And I can do that by clicking on the 3 dots and then click on Change URL. I can't change this first part of the URL, and yet I can change what happens after. So I'm just going to put in 17322 Morgan's Lake. So that way it looks a little more legit. So I'm going to click on Create. That's going to change the URL, which we can see here. I can click on it, and then I'm actually going to copy and paste this, copy and paste that link back. So I'm going to copy it. We're going to go back to our SmartPlan, and I'm going to copy that into that text message that I sent originally. So let's go back and find that one I was working on. Here it is. I'll click on the pencil to edit it. That'll bring up the editor. We're back to that first SMS, and I said, did you have any questions? In case you're like me and occasionally forget what you clicked on, here's the link. I'm going to paste the link, And then it'll say, let me know if you'd like me to set up a showing for you. Now realize we have 480 characters max, so we're at 416 on this text message, just a heads up there. And so now I have that text message set up. Next thing I want to do is I want to set a delay. I'm going to assume that you guys have already called this lead the first day as well. So now I'm going to set a delay by clicking on the hourglass. And you can see then I can put in the max number of days. So we're just going to put in set a delay for 1 day. Step number 3 is to send an email. So we're going to go ahead and copy this email. I'm going to go back into the SmartPlan, and now I'm going to say I want to send an email. So you can see that brings in step number 3. We're now on day 2, and I can come down here and paste in the email. So the subject line for this email was just checking in, or checking in, right? So you can see that here. So we're going to put the subject line here, checking in. Let me spell that correctly. And then again, I've got the Contact.First.Name merge field. I want to bring in that merge field for the Contact.First.Name, take out the extra spaces. Again, you probably just want to do this each time you have a merge field, take out those extra spaces. It says, I texted you yesterday about the home listed in Bridgeland that I recently posted on Facebook. Now again, if you're going to be running ads in multiple different neighborhoods, you need to edit or make copies of the SmartPlan to then reflect the neighborhood that you're running the ads in. But that listing that I was featuring was in Bridgeland, and so that's why I have that there. It then says I sent a text to and has contact phone, so I'm going to drop that merge field in. I'm going to take out the extra spaces. It basically says, hey, I sent a text to this number. Is that the best number for you? ? Also realize you might just be looking right now, and yet I want to see if there are any questions you might have or neighborhoods you'd like more information. I'm happy to help you start learning more about neighborhoods such as recently listed properties, average prices per square foot, or the averages on market. If any of that would interest you, please let me know. And then I have signature. You do have to put in your signature line in on these emails. So I'm just going to put Marty Miller, Summit Property Group, and then Keller Williams Platinum, and then my phone number. All right, so got that set up. Now the next step, so we're moving on, and you can see why this is a 2-part video, right? So the next task, I'm going to remind myself to call this contact. So I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to add a task. So here's a call task, right? I can actually put a make a call task or just create a task. Let's go ahead and add the make a call, so that way it's an automated call task. Now the first thing it says is task name. So I'm going to put Facebook follow-up, and then I'm going to use the merge field so I don't have to actually go look up this person's name or phone number. For some reason, when you're bringing in more than one merge fields, I've seen that they come in reverse order. So I'm going to use contact phone, then I'm going to do contact last, and then I'm going to do contact first. And so you can see it put it in that reversed order: contact first name, contact last name, contact phone number. And that's all I have to do. That's going to be a task that's due today. So the next step now, all right, so we're moving through. Step number 5 is set another delay for 1 day. So we're just going to come right back in. We're going to go back to set delay. And you can see that's our next step, is set delay and 1 day. All right, great. And what's the next thing we're going to do? All right, so now we're going to send another text message. So step number 6 is to send another text message. So that's SMS MMS. Let's click on that, and let's scroll back down to what that one is. And this one talks about our app and COVID. So let's go ahead and get that one copied in and pasted back into the text message. And again, anytime you see these merge fields, you do need to delete them out and then actually add them with the merge field. You're just copying in characters. You're not actually copying in the merge field. So remove the space, and then it says, I realize it might be difficult to view a home in person due to the current situation with COVID-19, so I'd be happy to do a FaceTime call with you or send you a quick video of the home. In fact, you can actually request a live video showing on any property you're interested in straight from my KW Consumer app. Here's the link to download that. And so I'm going to take out app link, click on merge fields, and here is the KW app link. So I can drop that in. That is my actual app link. So it'll be customized and branded to me. The next step says, all right, we want to make a call again. So I'm going to go back up to call. And basically I'm calling these contacts once a day for 3 days in a row, in addition to the emails and the texts. So I'm going to do the same exact step that we just did. Facebook follow up. And oops, I'm putting that in the wrong section. So let me put that back in the task name. That way it just easily shows up when I go to view my tasks. And again, I'm putting in these merge fields in backwards so that they show up in the right order. And I'm not sure if they're alphabetical. That may be what it is. If you have more than one of them, they may be alphabetical. So if you're doing any other merge fields, it's most likely when you're stringing them one after another, I believe that they come in alphabetical. That's why you got to kind of put them in that reverse order. All right, so step number 8 is to set a delay now for 2 days. So let's go back up to the top and let's set another delay. And this one, so we hit them hot and heavy for 3 days in a row. So now we're going to slow down just a little bit. So we're going to wait 2 days and then we're going to send them another text message. So let's copy this text message in. Step number 9. And let's go back up, add an SMS MMS, and then scroll back down. All right. So I'm going to take out the merge field for Contact.First.Name. I'm actually going to put hey and then merge field, Contact.First.Name, and let's take out those extra spaces. Let's do an exclamation point at this part. I hope I'm not being a pest. I wanted to make sure you're being taken care of. Several additional homes have been recently listed in Bridgeland. Again, remember, this was the neighborhood I was featuring that listing in. What is your preferred price range so I do not spam you with homes you don't like? Okay, and in this case, I haven't identified myself, and yet the text is coming from that same number. So at this point, they should know that it's me. On the other side, you know, some people identify themselves on every single text. So let's go ahead and do it on this one since I did on the first one. So hey again, blah, blah, blah. It's Marty with KW. I'll be a little more informal there. And then we'll get down to this text. All right, so step number 10 on our plan is to set another delay. So I'm going to set a 1-day delay now. Let's go back up to the top, set the delay, and make it 1 day. Okay, perfect. And then what's step number 11? Step 11 is to send out another text message. So we'll go back up. We're going to send a text message. And this one talks about specific homes. So it says, hey, I did not hear back, so I thought I'd go ahead and send you some homes. All right, so let me paste that in. And it says, I did not hear back. At this point, we're just assuming that they know who it is. We're not even using their name, right? We're just getting straight to the point. So I didn't hear back, so I thought I would go ahead and send you some of those recently listed Bridgeland homes I was talking about. I'd love to hear if any of these homes match what you're looking for. And then it has an add link here. All right, so what do we want to send them? We want to send them recently listed homes in Bridgeland, and I want to send them from my site. So again, now you can see why we did all of these things previously. I'm going to go to my app site, which is already all set up. We customized this earlier on. I'm going to search for that neighborhood where I'm advertising this listing. And here you can see Bridgeland and Cypress. And then what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have 0 filters set, right? I want all of the homes to show up. And then I want to do sort by, and I want to make sure that I select days on market and sort low to high. Okay, so I've got the Bridgeland neighborhood already set up because that's what I searched for, and I selected that neighborhood. And then I have no filters other than sort by, days on market, and selected low to high. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this link, and this is the link that I'm going to put in that text. Okay, so I'd love to hear if any of these homes match what you're looking for, and then it has that text message. Okay, and then we're going to send an email with the exact same thing. So they're going to get a text of these and an email. So I'm going to click on send email, and then we're going to do the subject of the email. So let's go all the way down to the bottom. And the subject on this one is recently listed homes in, and then choose that neighborhood that you're featuring. And then we'll come back up. We're just going to copy that text message. And at this point, because we're sending an email, we probably should have a greeting, right? So, oops. There it goes. Hey, space, merge field, first name, and take out the spaces. And then I'm going to put, I did not hear back from you, so I thought I would go ahead and exactly the same one. And then let's just add our signature at the bottom here, Marty Miller, Summit Property Group, Keller Williams, Button, and my phone number. All right, guys, so that's about halfway through this custom smart plan. You can see this takes a little bit of time to build out, and yet this is going to automate our follow-up process. We're still going to need to make our calls, but now we're also sending texts and emails following up on this specific ad. So right now we've got a 6-day plan with 12 steps and 8 touches, because 4 of those steps are delays. So always make sure that you save this smart plan. Tomorrow when we come, validation, SmartPlan cannot have more than 7 touches within 7 days. All right, so I can't double dip on these. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send a text, and then we've got a delay. And then we're gonna send an email. And then, all right, so we need to add a delay. So let's move this delay up. So you can see I can move it up. Right, so now I've got email and then delay. And now I've got a task here, and then let's see, SMS. So I need to add another delay. Let's move that other delay up here. All right, so now we've got SMS and then delay, and then make a call, SMS, and then delay, and then text and email. We may need to put a delay in between those two. Let's see what happens when we go to save. All right, smart plan, no more than 7 touches within 7 days. Okay, so we need to add some additional delays. So let's go back up to the top, and I'm going to add a delay. That's going to put it at the very bottom, right? And so now I need to move this one up. And so now I've got the final thing is the email, and then a delay. Moving backwards, I've got a text, and then a delay, and SMS, and a call, plus a delay, SMS, call. All right, let's see if that will save. 7 touches within 7 days. I've got 8 touches. All right. So here's a touch, SMS. Here's the delay. I think what it's doing is counting the calls. So I've got text is 1, email is 2, and then I've got call is 3, text is 4, call is 5, text is 6, text is 7, email is 8. Yep. So it's counting those calls as touches as well. There used to be a way to turn those calls into non-touches. Let me see. I don't think that we can do those anymore. So we've got to get some additional delays, or I've got to take out the calls. Now I called them when I first got the lead. I called them the 2nd day. So if I haven't converted them at that point, let's go ahead and take out the call on day 3. So I'm going to X this one out, delete that step. So now you can see that I should have at the top 7 days and 7 touches. So let's click on save. That should allow us to validate. So it's a good example and just something to know, right? I had not tested this fully, adding in the call touches. So no more than 1 touch per day. So you've got to kind of spread out your touches. Unfortunately, they do count a phone call as a touch as well. So let's go ahead and save it now. I'm going to stop step 1 of this challenge, and then tomorrow we'll come back in. We'll fine tune the rest of the smart plan. We'll have that ready to go. We're going to launch our ad on Monday and then move forward with the leads from there. Guys, thanks as always for watching this video and being a part of this challenge. And as always, I'll look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys.